Have you ever seen an 8-foot-tall basketball player? It sounds impossible, almost like a creature out of a tall tale. But for years, basketball fans have been fascinated by the giants who test the limits of the human body. Every generation seems to push the boundary a little further. Right now, Victor Wembanyama and Zach E stand at 7'4", towering figures who make NBA courts feel like dollhouses. The tallest player in NBA history, Gheorghe Mureșan, was officially listed at 7'7". Yet even he looks modest compared to a college freshman named Olivier Rioux, who at 7'9" is already being called the tallest prospect ever seen, and is expected to become the tallest player in NBA history when his name is eventually called on draft night. But even Rioux, with all of the headlines and hype surrounding his extraordinary frame, doesn't stand as the tallest player alive. That title belongs to someone far more mysterious, someone outside the NBA spotlight who casts a shadow even giants fear. His name is Abidon Adyok, better known on the internet as Big Niga, and at a staggering 7'11", he makes every other giant look small. It only takes one picture to understand the awe he inspires. In 2021, a photo and video clip surfaced of Big Niga standing next to Shaquille O'Neal, the most dominant big man in NBA history, the figure who once made every opponent quake. And in that moment, Shaq, at 7'1" himself, looked like a child. Then came the video proof. Abidon posted himself measuring at 7'11" for the world to see, showing clips of him palming a basketball with only 2 fingers, effortlessly flicking in jump shots with one hand, dunking without even having to jump. The internet did what it always does. It exploded. Here was a figure that looked like he had been pulled out of a video game, a cheat code, a freak of nature. And for a moment it seemed inevitable that he would find his way into the NBA. But this story was never going to be that simple. From the beginning, there was something different about Abidon. His rise wasn't like other tall players who were spotted as teenagers, whisked into prep schools, and funneled into college programs. Instead, he came out of nowhere, or at least that's what it looked like to fans online. His big introduction came when Shaq himself posted that viral clip in 2021. The buzz was immediate. Social media went into overdrive, YouTube compilations popped up overnight, TikTok spread like wildfire. But as people started searching for more, they realized something strange. There was almost no record of him. No scouting reports, no detailed biography, not even a proper Wikipedia page. All anyone could find was a single video of him playing in the MPAC Youth Basketball League in Dubai, where he dwarfed children around him like a skyscraper in a small town. And that detail, youth basketball, set the world on fire. The MPAC League was advertised as being for players aged 14 or under, which meant if Abidon was really playing there, he was supposedly only 14 years old. Suddenly, the conversation flipped. What had started as marveling at his size turned into astonishment that the world had supposedly uncovered a 14-year-old kid standing 7'11". If that were true, he would have been the single most unique prospect basketball had ever seen. But was it true? This is where the mystery deepened. Born in Nigeria, Abidon's background was murky at best. No one had heard of him before his sudden breakout, which raised alarms among scouts. How could someone this big, this rare, go unnoticed for so long? As people dug deeper, cracks began to form. Some Nigerian outlets had reported about him years earlier, long before the Dubai footage, describing him as already a nearly grown man. There were whispers of age fraud, of agents deliberately altering his story, of opportunities manipulated behind closed doors. In countries where birth certificates are not always strictly recorded, the temptation to shave years off an athlete's age is real. And this wasn't a new controversy. Players like Thon Maker and Serge Ibaka had faced similar allegations in the past. For Abidon, the truth began to emerge slowly. He himself would occasionally joke about his age, once saying he wasn't sure exactly how old he was. But records started surfacing. A Nigerian newspaper from 2016 described him as being 17, nearly 18 years old at the time. That would put his birth year somewhere around 1998. And by the time he went viral in 2021, he wasn't 14 at all. He was already 21 or 22. A confirmation seemed to come from Seun Odegbami, a Nigerian football legend turned sports academy founder who had known Abidon personally years earlier. In a column he wrote in 2021, Odegbami casually mentioned that Abidon was about 21 or 22, calling him a young man with a long future still ahead. If that was true, then in 2025 he is somewhere around 26 or 27 years old, not a teenager, not even a prospect. but an adult who had simply been marketed as a child prodigy. So why lie? The answer likely lies in how late Abidon was discovered. By the time he was nearing 18, he had missed the crucial developmental window. He hadn't grown up in American prep schools or elite academies where size is molded with training, nutrition, and strength programs. Instead, he spent his childhood in rural Nigeria, so tall he couldn't even stand straight in his own home, playing barefoot because his family couldn't afford sneakers, let alone ones that fit his massive size 53 feet. Coaches spotted him eventually, but by then it was already late. Without the infrastructure of serious basketball training, he was raw, unrefined, and lacking the foundation scouts needed to see. The theory goes that agents moved him to Dubai, not just to play, but to disguise his age. By claiming he was 14, they could reset his basketball clock, give him a second chance at being groomed through the system, and perhaps sneak him into a prep school in America where he would be treated like a rare gem instead of an overlooked late bloomer. But the plan unraveled because Abidon wasn't invisible. People remembered him from Nigeria, from South Sudan, from the local leagues where he had played years before. A 7'9" teenager doesn't just appear without a past. And once people connected the dots, the story collapsed. By the time scouts realized the truth, the damage was done. At 21, 22 years old, he was too old to be recruited into American college basketball. And without college or professional experience, NBA teams had no reason to take a chance. His extraordinary height, which should have been his golden ticket, became instead the wall blocking his way forward. His body, too, has betrayed him. The sheer size that made him famous also forced him into a permanent hunchback, making it difficult to move like a professional athlete. Clips on social media show him dunking and shooting in casual settings, but never in real competition. And that's because, as of 2025, he has never played a single professional basketball game anywhere in the world. Today, Abidon Adyok exists more as a social media phenomenon than as an athlete. He posts workouts, jump shots, clips that wow the internet, but there is no league, no team, no stats behind his name. He is 7'11", the tallest basketball player alive. And yet his story is one of wasted potential, lost years, and the cruel reality that being tall alone is not enough. Unlike Olivier Rioux or even players like Taco Fall who were identified early and placed into structured development programs, Abidon never had that foundation. And now it's too late. His body cannot handle the professional grind, and the basketball world has moved on. It's a haunting story because for a moment, he almost fooled everyone. He almost became the next big thing. Instead, he became a reminder that talent is not just about genetics, but about timing, opportunity, and preparation. In the end, Abidon Adyok may be the tallest player the sport has ever seen, but he will never be the tallest to actually play at the highest level. And that, in many ways, makes his story even more unforgettable. So what do you think? Could Big Niga have made it if he'd been discovered earlier? Or was his body always destined to break under the weight of his height? And do you think we'll ever see someone taller than him actually make it to the NBA? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe for more deep dives into the wildest stories in sports, and hit the bell so you don't miss what's coming next.